in honor of the season finale of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 12, I put on some fake jewels from back in the day. I mean, I had to keep up with Kyle and her like $5 million in diamonds she wears at her Grace Kelly charity event. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Does anybody else think that Kyle is having a bit of an identity crisis? I don't know if you guys have been following some of the announcements, but she had her breast reduced and possibly lifted. She had 3 tattoos put on her body, new ones. She, I think, even was talking about getting her nose pierced. I'm not sure if she did it, but she was definitely considering it. And then, of course, she's had her nose redone. And I can't imagine she didn't do lipo because, I mean, if you're going to go under the knife, you might as well do a little touch-up. So it just, to me, feels like she's having a bit of a, like, crisis. Oh, and she dyed her hair blonde for the reunion. Now, some fans are going to say, oh, she's trying to make sure she can keep Mauricio's attention with all the gossip and rumors flying around. But I think it could be something else. I mean, I think she wants to feel like she's going into a chapter looking hotter than she did in her early years. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I might be deflecting. We open up the finale episode at a Birkin and Bubbles party that Garcelle is hosting for the girls at her house. And it's being run by Decades, which is a shop that everybody has heard of. And they have I still get their emails. But they sell vintage couture. And so they're over with all their Birkins that they're moving. And their costs are a lot, between $13,000 to $30,000. And they're pitching the whole investment thing. Anyway, Garcelle gets her yellow bag that she's been dreaming of, that she later sports at her book tour. So she's excited. Kyle pretends to be in love with this random green bag. Sutton's obsessed with everyone wearing gloves to make sure they don't hurt the Birkins. And Crystal's just sitting there, which is surprising considering... Which is weird, because wasn't Crystal Minkoff like the queen of the Birkins? If they had one. She had this $95,000 one just hanging out that she said she bought as an investment. I would have thought they would have used her more in this scene. Find out that Dorit is not there because she's doing Jagger's birthday party. And so she's with PK doing Jagger's birthday, can't make this event. Erica also couldn't come. Kathy is gone missing. She's not at this party, but nothing to do with the problems, of course. It has everything to do with the fact that she's not in town. Right. So what ends up happening is it's now Kyle steps in. She must have said to Kathy, let me handle this. Lisa Rinna goes to the party. She says she's really upset. She's not going to let the thing with Kathy go, even though Kathy apologized. For her, it was not enough. I think the way Lisa looked at it is she was throwing Kyle a bone in not bringing up the racial slurs or the homophobic slurs, or if they did, not making that the constant topic. I don't know if the producers coaxed her away from that or what, but she could have gone way worse, is I think Lisa's attitude. She was going light. Kyle and Kathy, given what she heard from Erica Jane Girardi had happened, and which they obviously edited out, and also what Lisa Rinna experienced in this rant. So the combination of what Erica heard from Kathy whispered and what Lisa Rinna saw with her temper and her rant, this is what bonds Erica and Lisa together against Kathy. And both of them are trying to get stories from Aspen into the edit. None of them know what's going to stick. What ends up sticking is just this rant about Kyle, which makes no sense because it was actually about something way worse. So that's the whole thing here. And Yes, Erica is trying to, get the story off of her and her legal problems and get it on somebody else. Lisa's trying to help Erica by doing that, and also by making this about this bigger thing of, champions of justice. Another champion of justice, Lisa Rinna, ladies and gentlemen.
To all the TikTokers that talk about me all day long, thank you. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. So don't ever get it twisted.
I don't know why I find that video so disturbing, but whatever you do, don't get things twisted. Whoop, whoopity whoop, whoop, whoop. All we get to see is basically Lisa and Kyle. Kyle trying to shut it down. Lisa saying, I'm not going to let it go. And this is the tug of war that we watch at this party. Garcelle doesn't understand the situation. Lisa, probably because it was a racial slur that Kathy said, is, kind of getting irritated that Garcelle is pushing back because she can't tell her what happened. If you remember a few episodes back, the women said they were getting text messages from Erica telling them like what was going on, and Kyle was even looking at the text messages. Well, suddenly in this episode, the finale, nobody knows what's happened with Kathy. Everybody's in the dark, and nobody, and Garcelle's sticking up for Kathy and Kyle's sisterly relationship. But Lisa Rinna is like, I don't care that the producers want to edit that out and make it about some bullshit Kyle rant. I am going to fight for what really went down. And I'm going to take the position that even if they edit it out, that I'm going to keep showing how serious it was, what she said, and not let it go. And Erica was of the same view, but she was doing it for self-serving reasons. We then go to this beautiful sit-down dinner event. Kyle's hosting. Kathy Hilton again doesn't show, but everybody else does. Everyone looks really beautiful, is wearing all these diamonds, but they're millions of dollars and they're real. And there's this sense that Kyle really wants this to end now. And she's like, you're starting to cause a problem between me and my sister. They're not going to come to Farrah's wedding. They're going to excommunicate my family again out. And I don't want that. And the other women seem to really care about that with Kyle, but not Lisa and Erica. They're like, nope, don't care. She acted like an a-hole. We're not letting it go. Tough. So then Kyle tries to turn the situation around, and she basically says that Kathy Hilton has notified Kyle that she has spoken with publicists or tabloids that have leaked that it's Erica's publicist who has leaked the stories about Aspen and Kathy and her having a meltdown in Aspen. The idea here, I guess, is that Erica or Lisa Rinna has betrayed Kathy Hilton and Kyle and has, not only wanted to call it out on the show, what happened with Kathy, but also wanted the tabloids to really talk about it. So they weren't trying to protect Kyle or Kathy or their family. They were just on the attack. In other words, you're not really my friend. Lisa and Erica deny it. Erica's like, I don't know what my publicist did, but I admit that I wanted it off me and I wanted to talk about it basically on the show, but I'm not admitting that my publicist leaked the meltdown in Aspen to the tabloids. And Lisa's like, I didn't tell the tabloids. And so Lisa's like, I didn't, Lisa says, yeah. Lisa Rinna wants Kathy to seek help, but we never understand help of what? Her temper, the fact that she has racist inclinations, like we don't get it. Maybe she said it, but we don't get to hear it because they edit it. So we get this really anticlimactic ending where Kathy doesn't show up. The women seem to be talking in riddles. Kyle pulls this stunt out of left field that, you know, it's now about who leaked it to the press, trying to go back to, like, you know, her arsenal from Lisa Vanderpump Puppygate days. It's just, yeah. And the little blurbs come out on each person, and Kyle hasn't seen Kathy, like their relationship is strained, in other words, and she doesn't know if she's going to come to Farrah's wedding. Dorit's going to be still recovering from her lack of trust in all things because of the robbery. So it turns out that the robbers were found, which wasn't said at the end of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 12 finale. They say they're still at large. They aren't still at large. They were actually arrested. And their names are Jason Yaselli and Benjamin Ackerman. And just like in Dorit and PK's original robbery, which happened due to them having someone who was at an open house that they scanned how to break in the property and then they broke in. This was done very similarly. Jason Yaselli and Benjamin Ackerman worked in real estate, and they would kind of scope out the house together, and they would target celebrities, and they would rob from many celebrities. Dorit and PK was just one of many. And they stole over 150 luxury items totaling $2.5 million. The police recovered a lot of it, and they're charged with 14 counts of burglary and 32 counts of money laundering. They stole people's art and everything. Let me show you a picture. The guys on the top are the robbers, obviously. That's Usher on the bottom. But basically, the cops were able to get a lot of the stuff back, and this was a thing they did. They would go and be realtors and scope out the houses and find the best stuff and how to break in, and then they would come back and do it later. I just want to say I called that this was how it went down. I said it had to do with somebody, that it had to do with them selling their house, and that's how they scoped out the house, and I had a feeling it was that again, and I was right. Crystal is taking it one day at a time for her eating disorder, and she's got it under control. Diana Jenkins had another miscarriage and lost a baby, but she's still trying, and we get a nice scene of her with her baby. Sutton is still dating Sanjit, but calls him a friend. I would too. Garcelle has written a successful book, and although some people threw it in the trash, i.e. Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane Girardi. And finally, Lisa Rinna is shown to be mourning the loss of her mom, Lois, who they feature a little bit on the show, but they don't really let her have that linger too long, and it was important to her. So they do kind of a shout out to Lois at the end and a shout out to Lisa to basically, like, I don't know if it was like the producers saying thank you in a way, like, for keeping, you know, the drama moving all season and not focusing on the loss of your mom. It really felt like a shout out from production, that part of the edit. Oh, it was really nice to see so many influencers on the show. I thought that was really cool, like Kempire. I was happy for him. And Erica is very tight with Zach. I think they talk. So I was like, oh, that's interesting that they featured him as part of it. And these are things that I really want to understand better that weren't explained in this season, okay, and weren't featured. I want to know why PK celebrated his birthday at that hotel with Boy George, but not Dorit. I want to know that a lot. I want to know why Kyle doesn't blame Lisa Rinna with Erica Jane in that last scene when she knows damn well that they don't do one without the other. And it's just ridiculous. Okay, so I want to know that. That's just, why is she protecting Lisa and not Erica? Want to know that I want to know why Bravo's legal department would not keep in the allegations that Kathy supposedly said and did these things in their entirety, even though Kathy sends cease and desist. I don't understand. So what's in her contract that not everybody else has? That's what I want to know. Okay, I want to know, who cares if people leak stuff to the press on the show? I mean, I don't get it. Like, so it's LA, for crying out loud. I mean, honestly, I would have been like, if I was Erica, the one thing I would have said, well, I don't know if he did, so what? Like the one thing, she's like, I hate the victims of a plane crash. I don't want to give any money back to anyone. I'm a bitch and a whore and all this stuff. And then when it comes down to the one moment she could own something that's not a big deal, she passes? You're like, what? I want to know why she just passed on that one. It just didn't say, yeah, I leaked it, so what? I want to know, does Mo give a shit that Kathy doesn't like Kyle anymore? Because I know the answer to that one, but I'd love to see his reaction. I want to know where Diana Jenkins' safe house is. And is Sutton ever going to be invited to it? I want to know what the juiciest part of Garcelle's book was. Couldn't she have spilled a little of that tea? I mean, I think we covered Cosby a little, but I would love to know more. How did you guys feel about Kris Jenner hearting Kathy Hilton's reunion dress and not doing that to Lisa Rinna's? Do you think that that shows that she's actually more Team Kathy than Team Lisa Rinna? That's surprising since she promoted 818 Tequila. I'd be pissed if I was Lisa, because Kris and her have known each other for a long time. Boy, the Hiltons do have power, don't they? Well, the one note I want to leave you on is I have been a little boring on the filters on this one because I kind of felt like the show was a little flat. So I'm demonstrating that in my lack of filters tonight. Well, I know who leaked all of it. So I'm going to keep that to myself. But just for now. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. You never know what you're going to get on my channel.